I need to be still and let God love me. I need to be still and let God love me. When this old world starts to push and shove me, I need to be still and let God love me. I need to relax and let God take over. I need to relax and let God take over. He'll take this load off of my shoulder. I need to relax and let God take over. I need to be still and let God love me. I need to be still and let God love me. When this old world starts to push and shove me, I need to be still and let God love me.
Lighting the flames of faith, a call to service. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candles for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As practitioner Doris Pillardi lights the last candle, let it represent the path that brought you here this morning. Please join me in an opening affirmative prayer. Right here, right now, I deliberately allow myself to recognize the truth. The truth is that there is only one life, one power, one infinite intelligence that is present right here, right now. In its original state, it is formless, so I know that it occupies and permeates and penetrates every space. And I'm very grateful that I'm aware of this and grateful for its presence right here, right now. Because I know that each person is a direct expression of this one, that each of us is Spirit's divine idea of itself extended into this realm of time and space for the purpose of being its channel for expressing more of itself, which is what life does, create channels for expressing more. In this case, each of us is here to express more love, more joy, more harmony, more delight, more peace, more prosperity, more health, more awareness of truth, of unity and love and joy. And so I claim that each person here, as a direct expression of Spirit, is finding exactly what we were seeking coming here today. That each person is receiving those revelations of truth that remove any barriers to accepting the truth that we can and do agree to live the life of our dreams. So I claim that any healing that needs to occur in any person, anywhere, for this good to be accepted unconditionally, I claim that this healing is happening right here, right now, and that it is palpable as it moves through us. So knowing this good is already given, I do my part. I agree to accept it unconditionally with joy and expectation. And as I do, I release it into these perfect laws that I know operate with absolute precision and always respond to me immediately. So I give thanks and I release it into these perfect laws and release it into that which creates me, knowing that it loves me. And I simply let it be, as together we say, and so it is. And now, Dr. Heather Dawn Clark.
Good morning, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Capistrano Valley, where, as usual, we will discuss ideas that can be used as spiritual principles and applied to your life, can transform your life. So welcome home. I'm so happy you joined us this morning. You've already met, I'm going to introduce the people that you will see on the platform this morning. You've already met my platform assistant, Reverend Bruce Fredenberg. And when it comes to announcements, he's going to be joined by Francine Kennedy, who's one of our students, and the students are going to be in our Inward Journey class. Our fabulous band, good to see you back, Diane. Diane King Band, our music director and choir director at piano and keyboards. Diane King Band. Ed Cusby on guitar, David Page on drums, and Bill Dixon on bass. Our guest vocalist this morning is the wonderful Michael Garamoni. So happy you're here, Michael. And our song leaders this morning are the wonderful Wade Wooldridge and Kimberly Wooldridge, and they're going to come forward now. We're going to stand and sing the first song together, which is an is version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Please stand.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I've heard of once in a lullaby. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Ooh, someday I wish upon a star. Wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops. High above the chimney tops, that's where you'll find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why, oh why can't I someday I'll wish upon a star. Wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops. High above the chimney tops, that's where you'll find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why, oh why can't
And greet the people right around you, and then we'll declare our principles. To have a little dance break in the middle of the service. If you'd please return to your seats, we're going to declare our principles. And Reverend Judy reminded us on Wednesday's wisdom to say them like we meant them, like this is the truth. So please join me. I believe in God, the one creative intelligence operating through the universe and operating throughout my entire being, now and always. I believe this perfect spirit operates upon a law of mind and creates my experience exactly according to my belief. I believe this perfect creative intelligence can be used by me and by every other person to produce health, abundance, and love in mind, body, and total life experience. I use it now, and I rejoice in it. And so it is. Very good, very good. I'd like to acknowledge those of you who are in service today or have been in service this week. Without you, any nonprofit, including this center, wouldn't flow as easily and freely as it does. So if that's you, would you please stand so we can give you a lot of love? Yeah, look. And then if the practitioners would remain standing, the practitioners are trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer. And if you want your life changed, transformed, make an appointment to see one of these wonderful people. On Sundays, we have 3 of them in service to give you a mini consultation and an affirmative prayer. And those people today are Kathy Story, and she's being shadowed by Christine Lowe. So doesn't mean that she's already busy. Doris Pallardy and Tony Sparks, who's going to come forward and read the affirmation, then we'll read it together. Let's acknowledge our practitioners.
Good morning. Our affirmation is today, I reflect on past crises and recognize the gift of opportunity that came out of it. I recognize any current chaos in my life and its gift to be made manifest. Can we say it together? Today, I reflect on past crises and recognize the gift of opportunity that came of it. I recognize any current chaos in my life and its gift to be manifest. And so it is.
Thank you, Tony. This is the time that we get quiet, and we start by chanting, and then I'll take you in a very brief meditation, some silence, and then we end with the same chant. And the chant is Blessing to the World. We sing you all through 3 verses.
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world.
Indeed, you are a blessing to the world, made in the image and likeness of the One. Breathe into that awareness. Right where you are, good is, God is. In you, through you, as you, in and through all of the activities surrounding you and the inner life indwelling you. That One is anchored in pure love, in great peace, in perfect harmony. And I offer this morning to simply let go of the outer, turning within, and pay attention to your breath in the silence, letting the awareness of that presence deepen within you with every breath. And you could easily do the I am with I am both in breath, I am out breath, in the silence.
You are my voice, the Spirit of God. And you go, and all you do is a blessing to the world.
Indeed, you are a blessing to the world. And wherever you've been, come back, come fully back. If you've been out of your body, you want to be present for the next thing. I guarantee it. For it is my great joy to welcome to the platform Michael Garamoni.
Welcome to the planet. Welcome to existence. Everyone's here. Everyone's here. Everybody's watching you now. Everybody waits for you now. What happens next? What happens next? I dare you to move. I dare you to move. I dare you to lift yourself up off the floor. I dare you to move. I dare you to move like today never happened. Today never happened. Welcome to the fallout. Welcome to resistance. The tension is here. The tension is here. Between who you are and who you could be. Between how it is and how it should be. Yeah. I dare you to move. I dare you to move. I dare you to lift yourself up off the floor. I dare you to move. I dare you to move like today never happened. Today never happened. Maybe redemption is right where you fell. Maybe forgiveness has stories to tell. Where can you run to escape from yourself? Where you gonna go? Where you gonna go? Salvation is here. I dare you to move. I dare you to move. I dare you to lift yourself up off the floor. I dare you to move. I dare you to move like today never happened.
Thank you, Michael. That was absolutely perfect with the kind of title I have today. So my talk titles, as you know, come from our journal, and I'm a little bit ahead of us. So if you're doing the weekly journals and the daily journals, you know that my title comes up in a few days. It's not evident yet. My title is Chaos Equals Crisis Plus Opportunity. And I kept that puzzling that in my mind. Is like, I've heard similar something, and what is it? So the similar something, I'm going to get off the table first of all. The similar something that most of us have heard in motivational circles or in a center like this is that crisis, the Chinese word for crisis, are the two symbols, one for danger, one for opportunity. Well, that's really good because there is opportunity in every crisis, but it isn't true. The second character does not mean opportunity. It means imminently or at this time. So it doesn't have that flavor of opportunity. However, we can take a new idea and take the word chaos. Chaos. And chaos is when something is terribly confused. When there's terrible or terrific confusion, we could say that's chaos. And there's chaos theory that when you look at it, gosh, it looks pretty beautiful. It doesn't look as chaotic as chaos is supposed to look like. However, if chaos equals crisis plus opportunity, let's take a look at the word crisis and what its meaning is. Now, I know this is dictionary.com. It isn't Oxford or even anything else. So, but the first definition of crisis is a stage in the sequence of events at which the trend of all future events, especially for better or for worse, is determined. The turning point. The turning point. Now that's not a negative definition at all. Crisis simply means that point in time that a different direction is chosen. The second meaning is the one most of us know, a condition of instability or danger, as in social, economic, political, or international affairs leading to a decisive change. And the third one is a dramatic emotional or circumstantial upheaval in a person's life. All right, so we have crisis plus opportunity, chaos. Chaos equals crisis plus opportunity. If we think of it as turning point plus opportunity, or even think of it as that danger, the thing that is most unwanted. And all of us have experienced a crisis by that definition. There's not a human being that's exempt from experiencing crisis. But as spiritually maturing beings, we are taught to look deeply at whatever is happening in our lives, to look past the seeming chaos into what's possible, what's next. Yesterday, I had 2 lessons on this yesterday. First was in my car. I've now discovered Google Maps, and Google Maps talks. And if you're in your car and your car is Bluetooth enabled, it talks through your car radio, which is great. So I had Google mapped. I was going to do a memorial service in Rose Hills in Whittier, and I looked at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it gave me a map straight up to 5. And I thought, no, we better really leave early. It's Saturday. It's going to be plugged. And I got into my car, and the Google Maps seemed to say go up the 5, but that isn't how it directed me. It directed me up the 405 to the 605. And then we were right there. It was perfect directions. But sometimes in my other GPS in my car, I just decide I'm going to go my way. I'm going to go the way I'm comfortable with. And if I'd done that, it would probably have taken an extra hour or 2 to get to my destination. It seemed chaotic, and then the phone rang right as the GPS was giving me one direction to turn, and the phone rang, and of course it's the same thing. So I'm trying to have a short conversation so that I can make sure I've got the directions. It didn't matter. It didn't matter because this particular GPS, how many of you know Google Maps? I know Darren does because Google Maps. Okay, so it looks at traffic. And it decides which is going to be the fastest way for you to get from point A to point B. It's fabulous. It's fabulous. I'm now crazy about Google Maps, even though it interrupts the phone conversation. It's wonderful. So going home, I thought, it's likely going to take me the 605 to the 405 and home. Nope. It took me, I know many of you know these roads, but I didn't. It took me the 60 east. I'm going, I have to be in a state of complete trust and surrender. I'm going east, I want to go west. The 60 to the 57 to the 5 and home. It was perfect. It was fast. There was no traffic, which there must have been on the other ways because it calculates faster than I can. So, in seeming chaos, there was absolute order. There was absolute order. Even though I didn't consciously know what the absolute order was, there was order. And there is always order. And that's the thing I ask you to look at this morning. If something is going on in your life that looks chaotic, looks painful, looks like this is the worst thing that has ever happened, if you get quiet and look more deeply at that thing, you will start to see a pattern. You will start to see the presence of God right there in this thing that you're resisting. Another example, the funeral, it wasn't a memorial, it was a funeral, was for a friend of Kathy Story's, so I don't think the rest of you know her or know the family. But anyway, it was Japanese Americans, and when the man's brother told of his history, he told of being in an not one, but 3 internment camps during the war. And that's exactly, I just felt how heartbreaking for people who had been born in the United States to be hauled away into concentration camps at the very time we're fighting in Europe, that very thing. And it's just, for me, it's been one of those things that I haven't let go of my judgment about. But here's what happened. The husband and wife were devoted to each other while she was alive. She'd been gone 20 years. Devoted. Where did they meet? In that first internment camp. And the uncle that was talking said, and she chased him. She followed him wherever he was sent. Somehow she would get there too. And they were married happily, and a cousin said she adored him and was devoted to him. So we, human beings, would never be able to see that special love connection could happen in this very horrible condition, because our tendency is to judge. But what if we were able to see God everywhere? In every moment. Even when our heart is breaking, even when we've lost something or someone. What if we could see God, or at least call upon the presence of God right then and there, no matter what is going on? How healthy-minded we would live in that case. And we would really start seeing opportunities in all of our experiences. The opportunity for that family, they came from all over. The main part of the family was San Jose. They hadn't seen each other as a group like that for years. And so the opportunity was for them to connect with the living, to connect with each other. And it was really beautiful, the connections that were being made. And of course, there were at least 3 different world religions that were there, as well as an underlying spirituality. The man, the deceased, was an avid golfer, so Sunday mornings anywhere were out for him. that they had been his whole life, because that was his spiritual connection, being in nature and doing what he loved to do. I know many of you feel the same way, and I'm so glad you choose to come here first or after, because having this community is a place for you to be held, to be tenderly held when you are in crisis or chaos and you can't see God. One of us can see God for you, particularly the practitioners. That's what they're trained to do. So if your heart is breaking this morning, stop by or get their names, and there's a whole list, and make an appointment, call them. Get what you need so you can let go of the past, the pain, the baggage, and be fully, fully present. We teach change here. We teach that everything is changing, that life is about change. We teach that in order to move to our next highest version of ourselves, we have to let go of the current highest version of ourselves. In order to, we have to let go of what is to move into what will be. Yet, I'm willing to bet, if I were a betting person, which sometimes I am, I'd be willing to bet that there's no one here that just embraces all change and says, it's all good, it's all God. It is all good and it is all God. But most of us, when it's personal, we have some resistance. We have a place where, I would prefer it not to be this way. And we probably don't say it that way. We probably say, this is bad. This is bad. Do you remember where you were September 11th? I remember the newscast that morning were all about everything was closed, the borders were closed, we didn't know what had happened, but it was just America has been attacked, America has been attacked, America has been attacked. And the visions were about even greater chaos than the horrendous chaos that was happening. And actually, for the world, it did continue to greater chaos. But here's a practice that we can do personally for ourselves. When something happens that you prefer not to have happened, you're in chaos, and this comes right from your journal. You'll read it, I think, in 3 days. Imagine what is the use your imagination to imagine what's the very worst thing that could happen here. For me, it's always death. Not my death, it's the death of our center. That's every single time. The very worst thing that could happen is everybody goes away and we are no longer. Oh, what a terrible scenario. But that's it. And the only reason to do that is so that I can look at all of the possibilities between what is and the very worst thing that could happen. And there are infinite possibilities. There are infinite possibilities. So what could happen? This place could just explode with people, and there could be so many people that we'd have to offer more services in the week and on Sunday. We could have 3 services on Sunday, and we could have 2 different bands, and we could have 3 different song leaders. I'm telling you, the possibilities are limitless. And for your life too, for whatever is going on. And I know you've told me things that are going on. I'm not diminishing your feelings or your experiences. I'm just saying that the spiritual truth is greater than any experience that you're experiencing. The spiritual truth is that you are one with the divine, and that divine is holding you in the palm of his hand at all times. At all times, in all cases, all the time. God is good. Good for you. Good for you. Indeed, God is good all the time. And so knowing that, we can train ourselves to look for the good. One of Ernest's teachers, Emma Curtis Hopkins, used to say, this too is God, this too is good, and I demand to see my blessing in it. Yeah, I demand to see my blessing in it. Why not? What we will see coming to us as if it's outside of us is what we have planted in us. It's the seeds of truth that we plant in us that we will experience. Will we experience other things too? Yes. There are a lot of weed seeds in our subconscious. We've inherited a lot of tendencies that are not the truth. But can we rise up? Can we take this situation and call forth good? Absolutely. Think about the caterpillar as it's in its cocoon. You know what happens before it becomes a butterfly? It completely disintegrates. It's a mess. I mean, you can say you're a mess, but you don't completely disintegrate. You might feel like it, but it is just this jumble of liquid. A jumble of liquid that has the intelligence to know how to become a butterfly, which is what it does. In the right time, that jumble of liquid moves out from the cocoon as this gorgeous butterfly, free. I wonder if the caterpillar ever caught sight of what it really was, what it couldn't help itself from becoming. The same is true for each one of you. The same is true for each one of you, that even when you feel like you're a mess, that you're in deep chaos, there's a butterfly within you that is absolutely beautiful, attempting to emerge through you as you, through you as you. And if you listen to your inner GPS, even when you don't want to, it will always guide you safely home. And that's the way it really is. And so it is. Michael Garamoni, back to the platform.
Everything has its season, everything has its time. Show me a reason and I'll soon show you a rhyme. Cats fit on the windowsill, children fit in the snow. Why do I feel I don't fit in anywhere I go? Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. Every man has his daydreams, every man has his goals. People like the way dreams have of sticking to the soul. Rain comes after thunder, winter comes after fall. Sometimes I think I'm not after anything at all. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. The sky. Maybe some misty day you'll waken to find me gone. And far away you'll hear me singing to the dawn. And you'll wonder if I'm happy there, a little more than I've been. You'll hear my laughter on the wind. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky.
Thank you, Michael. Is anyone visiting for the very first time this morning? And if so, if you'd raise your hand, we have a gift for you and some information about our center. Welcome, welcome. Over here also. Did I see over here? Okay. There's some information about our center and a gift. And if you fill out the welcome card and take it to the bookstore, there is another book, another gift, a book of your choice. So let's acknowledge our visitors. Thank you for being here today with us. And it's time for us to share our gifts, our tithes, our offerings. And so if the stewards would please come forward, I'm going to set the consciousness, and then we will complete that with our prosperity affirmation. This is what I know. God and only God. God is good and only good. And I know that God is the source of all supply, of all good, and that this one that is everywhere present is right here, in and through and as each one in through, and as life itself. It's the givingness of spirit, and it is already given the gifts. So we learn to give back easily and effortlessly, to be in the flow of life by giving and receiving with grace and ease. We say together, my offering is my acceptance of God as the source of my supply, and symbolizes my faith in the abundant flow of this supply.
Somewhere out there, beneath a pale moonlight, someone's thinking of me and loving me tonight. Somewhere out there, someone saying a prayer that we'll find one another in that big somewhere out there.
And even though I know how very far apart we are, it helps to think we might be wishing on the same bright star.
And when the night wind starts to sing a lonesome lullaby, it helps to think we're sleeping underneath the same big sky. Somewhere out there, if love can see us through, then we'll be together somewhere out there, out where dreams come true.
And And even though I know how very far apart we are, it helps to think we might be wishing on the same bright star.
And when the night wind starts to sing a lonesome lullaby,
It helps to think we're sleeping underneath the same big sky. Somewhere out there, if love can see us through, then we'll be together somewhere out there, out where dreams come true.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you, Michael. If the stewards would please come back. We're going to receive these gifts together. And if it pleases you, if you can put your hand so they can feel the energy. Okay, and please repeat after me. On behalf of my beloved center, I receive these gifts, knowing they bless everything they touch and return to every giver, multiplied, pressed down, and spilling over. And so it is. Thank you, stewards, and Reverend Bruce, and Nancy.
These beautiful flowers that you see up here were donated by Dr. Heather to celebrate 2 March birthdays of our staffers, and they are Reverend Patty Mercado, and the person who coordinates everything here and is often the face of our center, Diane Hennessy.
Many of you come to Wednesday Wisdom, and if you haven't been here for a while, this would be the week to come back. It's going to be a wonderful performance. The entire program is being done by Anton and Laura, who are here from Mount Shasta, California. They're coming down specially to perform for you on bowls and doing Celtic songs. It's going to be the entire program. Bring your family, bring your friends. This is the night to come to Wednesday Wisdom.
And I want to back up just a little and remind everyone that Conscious Connection today in the sanctuary, it's a time when we can come together to practice our gifts of spiritual conversations. And it's facilitated by September Warren and Vidette Vanderwade. And childcare is provided, so it happens here at 12, I believe. So anyways, show up. It's really fun.
You've heard our wonderful Jewel Tones choir, and the choir is always looking for more wonderful singers and enthusiasm. There's a special request for more first sopranos and more basses, so please see Diane King Band if you're interested in joining the group.
And you know, sometimes when you get an injury, you never have an extra arm when you need one or an extra kidney. Well, our teens are selling body parts. It's probably not as nefarious as it sounds. It's a fundraiser to send a team to camp, and I suspect that it's probably something you'll want to do. They're at the back of the room.
Marvelous. The women's group meets once a month. We'll meet again on Friday, April 4th at 7 o'clock. The topic will be Modern Zen, creating peace in our chaotic modern world. Please join us. And Amy Greenroyd's email address is in the program if you want more information.
And Reverend Patty Mercado is teaching the Essential Earnest, and even though the class is underway, it's not too late to join because she welcomes drop-ins. It's on a love offering basis, and it's the Essential Earnest. It's the highlight of some of his most interesting readings, and I think it's a great book to go back to again and again. So I would recommend you give it a try.
If you're free during the week or could be free on Thursdays at 10:30 for a couple of hours, there's a marvelous gathering called Shifting Sands where you can meet with like-minded people and explore some interesting ideas right here.
There's also a men's group. Is Dave Friedman around anywhere? I guess not. But anyways, this is coming up this Tuesday, April 1st. They meet every other Tuesday. Dave Friedman's cell phone for directions program. And if you're a man and you've wondered what the rest of us are thinking, this is a great place to go.
There are several other announcements. Take a look at your program. Take the insert home to find out everything the center's doing. Thank you.
I have something. I also wanted to acknowledge that Reverend Aline Kramer has left her ministry here. She is no longer assistant minister, and that's all I have to tell you about it. We will certainly miss her, and we wish her well in her next indicated great adventure. So now let's bring the children in.